because you guys are kids, and that's what we do. But one thing I don't like, this is what I don't like. I don't like disrespect. I don't like disrespect. Teachers don't like disrespect. So you can't disrespect your teachers. Because disrespecting your teachers is disrespecting yourself down the line. So, my name is Ameer Baraka, and I'm going to give you a quick testimony of my life, and then we're going to talk about how the communities, the streets are lying to us. This generation is, people in this generation are lying to us. The media is lying to us. This book, I'm the author of this book titled The Life That I Chose. See, we choose our lives. Everything that we do, we choosing that. You're choosing whether or not you want to learn today. You're choosing whether or not you want to learn. You choose whether or not you want to learn. Or you can play, just like I did. Just like I did. Now, here's my story. I grew up in the Callio Housing Projects, one of the most notorious projects in the city. Both brothers and sisters were very, very smart. Both of them went to college. But I had dyslexia, meaning that I had a problem with reading. So my mother, who was ill-equipped, she didn't know this at the time, so she called me stupid, she called me dumb. She said awful things about me, and my sisters and brothers said awful things about me because they were young. And they didn't understand, well, Ameer, why can't you excel like we excel? Why can't you be smart like we're smart? But I had this problem. There was something that I had, and I had no control of it. I had no control. I have no control whether a person is born handicapped or not. That was a handicap for me. And I allowed it to be a handicap. So what I did was, I took to the streets. I rejected school. I didn't want to have anything with school. I was cutting school in the 2nd and 3rd grade. I did not want to go to school because I didn't want people to laugh at me. I didn't want people to know that I could not read, that I could not pass the spelling test. Everybody else was passing the spelling test, and I couldn't spell, man. I couldn't read, and I was ashamed. So I clowned. I act stupid all the time. I want to act stupid, to hide me not reading. I hid that by acting stupid all the time. Wanting to be the bully of the school, wanting to be the class clown. And I can assure you right now, the average class clown in this school here today cannot read well. They're hiding something. And what they'll do is, just like I did, you're trying to learn, I'll clown with you so you won't learn. Because I don't want to be the only one not learning. I want you to act stupid with me. So what I do is, stupid people get with stupid people, and that's what I did. I got with other people that couldn't read, and we disturbed the classrooms, always acting stupid and silly. But that caught up with me. That caught up with me. As I matured on and went on and on, I hooked up with a guy because I wanted to be in the street game, and I was 14 years old, and the guy introduced me to cocaine at 14 years old. So while some of you, who's 14 in here? 14. Where's the boy who's 14? Who's 14? You're 14? You're 14, right? 14 years old. So at your age, I was snorting cocaine and using heroin. At your age, man. Wasting my life. Now, an adult gave me drugs. It was an adult that gave me drugs. I was a 14-year-old kid, but I chose that life now because I wanted to be a part of the game. I didn't want to have anything to do with school. So I jumped off the porch. I want to be with the drug dealers. Dude put drugs in my nose, and from there, my life spiraled out of control. Spiraled completely out of control. Went to jail as a juvenile, did time as an LTI, correctional facility for kids. Got out of that, got back into the drug game. This time I got busted with 5 ounces of cocaine, but my record was so long, so I was facing 60 years. 60 years in jail. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, they'll give it to you too. So when I ran, knowing I was facing the 60 years, I ran off to California. During this time I ran to California, I hooked up with some guys. They were doing filming. So I met Tupac Shakur, I met Easy, Dr. Dre, and I sit back and I said to myself, what is it these guys have that I don't have? Why are they successful? They were successful because they were planning on being successful. They had a plan on being an actor. They had a plan on being a rapper. They had a plan on being a producer. They had plans. You think Tupac was smart? That guy was not smart. That was a smart guy. You think Dr. Dre and Eazy-E was dumb? No. Ice Cube? Those people are not dumb. They are smart human beings who took school serious. That's why they're successful. They're not successful because of some happenstance, boom, it popped out of the water. Ice Cube does not have a building in a Warner Brothers studio because he's a black guy and he raps. No, he is educated. And while I was playing around acting stupid, these guys were educating themselves. So I realized, I said, well, you know what, I gotta start educating myself. But I had this problem with reading, and I'm facing 60 years in prison. Fast forward, 4 years go by, I'm on the run, get locked up. I was sentenced to 4 years in jail. 4 years. By the grace of God, they found me guilty of a lesser charge. That moment, I said to myself, I gotta start educating myself. I gotta start speaking well. There was a gentleman that was across the cell from me, very articulate white guy. He stole $10 million worth of art. He was very articulate, and he got everything he wanted in the prison. And I said to myself, why is this guy getting everything he wants? So I started building a relationship with him. You know what he told me? He said, Ameer, he said, you people can't talk. I said, what you mean, you people? He said, yeah, you're not articulate enough. Black people are not articulate enough. So I said to myself, I said, wow, so you're saying I have to be articulate and I can get a lot of things done? He said, try it. So I started mimicking him talking, using the correct vernacular. I started reading and studying the English language because I said, I gotta start speaking well. So a lot of guys in the prison say, oh, no, nigga, you want to be white now. Because I want to start speaking the correct English language. That's how ignorant we are in our communities. So for black people, and I'm talking for black people right now, if you're going to speaking well, the first thing your people is going to say, sister girl, oh, she want to be white. No, you just want to speak the correct standard of English, the King James. There's nothing wrong with being articulate. So that's one of the lies in our community. I don't know about white people, you guys may not understand that. But in our community, if you speak well, they call you a white person because you want to speak well. If you're too smart, oh, she a nerd, he a nerd. How stupid is that? How silly is that? Because I want to educate myself, I'm a nerd, I'm silly, I'm not cool because I'm smart. But that's one of the lies that has permeated our communities, the black communities. So young sisters, young brothers who are in this school right here, if you are smart, be proud to be smart. Stand up and be smart and declare, yeah, I'm smart. And it's good to be smart because that's the only way you're going to get out of your condition. You got to use your brain. And those who want to clown, you stay away from them. Stay away from fools. Basketball players hang out with basketball players. Lawyers hang out with lawyers. Doctors hang out with doctors. Physicians hang out with physicians. School teachers mingle with school teachers. So why would a school teacher be with a clown or a drug dealer? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I thought I was going to be talking to a predominantly black audience, but hey, the Hispanic here is white here, etc. And I embrace you guys and appreciate you guys. But this is what's going on in the black community. So I get out of, I get to 4 years in jail and I start bettering myself. I got my GED. I start practicing acting. I read everything I got my hands on. I read and read and I read and I read. I said, man, I got to learn to read. I got to learn to be smart because I want to be somebody in life. I don't want to be a drug dealer no more. I don't want to be a criminal. So all my friends in the penitentiary, I disassociated myself with them. They got mad at me. Started telling me, oh, dog, you ain't being real no more. Because I want to educate myself, I'm not being real? But I didn't let that bother me. I went on and got my GED. I went on, I read so many books in the joint. I studied the dictionary till this day. I'm an avid reader. You cannot stop me from reading because if I can get you to read, I can get knowledge to you. Back then, Negroes couldn't read. They caught you reading, they killed you or whoop you to death. Now you have the opportunity to read and you don't want to read. Think about that. Think about that. I go to all these schools, predominantly black schools, and they say, well, we're not doing well on the standardized test because we're not studying. This school has got better teachers. No. If you prepare yourself and set high standards, you can do anything. If a white person can, if you're the white person in the same class and she's smarter than you, you can do the same thing. They going home and studying, you going home and playing. Take responsibility. The life I chose to be a dummy. I chose to be a fool. And you're choosing that too if you're not doing anything in this school. Fast forward, get out of prison. I started modeling. I've been to Europe. I modeled for Nike, Diesel. I made money. Oh, I had a great time. Then I got into acting. Been in 28 films, produced 3 movies, and the author of a book. Last year I worked on the TV show American Horror Stories. Angela Bassett was my lover. I had 7 weeks on that show with her. Beautiful cast, Jessica Lange, Kathy Bates. These are some of the finest actors and actresses in America. I work with Forrest Whitaker. I work with Blair Underwood. I work with so many talented people. Here's a guy who could not read, who could not write, who been to prison, but decided, made it up in his mind that I'm going to do something and I'm going to do something great. And I did it. And I'm doing it now. When I was in prison, I used to dream about being in school, talking to kids, telling them about my life. So you won't make the same foolish and silly mistakes that I made. Because too many black people are making those same foolish and silly mistakes. Every day on the news, you see some black boy getting his brain blown out by another black boy. You know why? We don't love each other. We say we do, but we don't. So these are the issues, man, that I want to talk about. And there may be some issues in the Hispanic community that you guys can learn from what I'm saying in the white community or the Asian. Take what I'm learning. Take what I'm learning. There's all kinds of people here. All kinds of people here with all kinds of problems. We all have problems. But the solution is love. On that side, on the flip side of that coin, the solution to better yourself is to educate yourself. So, and now, enough about the book. This is the book, The Life I Chose, The Streets Lied to Me. So that's what I want to talk about now, the street lies.
Thank you.
And I mentioned a few about being intelligent, how they laugh at you. There's one that really concerns me in the hood. I grew up in the Callio Project, and I remember this little girl. She was about 15 years old. She had gotten pregnant. And the first thing the older women in the project said, oh, she a woman now. Oh, she a woman now. Oh, you're getting a little big now. They were excited about a 15-year-old girl being pregnant and called her a woman. She's not a woman. That's a child. Those are lies. Just because you can bear a child doesn't make you a woman. Can you feed it? Can you clothe it? Can you house it? Can you send it to a good school? No, you're a baby yourself at 15. But these are the lies. These are the lies in our community. That's why we pop these children out. That's why these young girls popping children out. Because they want to be women, they want to be grown. They want to be women or they want to be grown. Those are lies. Stay young. Do young things. Enjoy life. It's beautiful. Because it's here today and tomorrow is gone. Before you know it, you're going to be 21 years old. Another lie that really bothers me is about beefing. You know, in other words, they tell you if a dude disrespects you, in our hood where we come from, your automatic thing is either you beat him up or you go get a pistol and kill him. How much sense does that make? Does that make sense? You killing somebody makes you a man? Does that make sense to you, young man? Huh? What else you doing? You speak English? Comprende? What do you call this? Small. When you say small? Poquito. Poquito. Okay, fine. You'll learn. You'll learn, my brother. You'll learn. Welcome to America. Hey. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's not funny. I didn't say that to be funny. Welcome to this country. This is a great country. This is a great country. We all come from a different country. Everybody here today came from somewhere else. We migrated here. Nobody was here but the Indians. We all came here. My people came here on slave ships. The European people, they came here by boat. So we all came here. Welcome, dear brother. And you do your best. And be great. And be great. Be a senator. Be a governor. Be a